Hi everyone, in this video I'm gonna tell you how to get element by attribute using JavaScript and jQuery. Here I have simple demo project which consists of three files: index.html, JavaScript file and styles. Here I retrieve the latest jQuery version from the official site. There is simple div element which consists of the next attributes: class, data block, ID, block with attributes, data info equal test, and data index number equal 1. And there is page opened in Edge browser. Also I open DevTools window with console tab activated. There are two buttons which will show data attribute values in console. The first button, handler, is implemented using pure JavaScript and the next one using jQuery. The implementation is pretty similar. Let's go to the code and compare it. Here I have attributes array which consists of attributes of our div element. So there are data info item and the next item is info. It is created from the first item excluding the part data hyphen. I will demonstrate you why it is needed. Then goes data index number and just index number in capital case format, and the next one is index number in lowercase format. And the last two items are ID and class. Let's go back to HTML file and check our attributes. I divided screen into two parts so we can see script and HTML file simultaneously. So here I have class, ID, data info and data index number attributes. The word index number is of capital case format. Let's go back to the JavaScript file. The next method retrieves data. I pass three parameters: attribute name, value retriever and element. If value retriever is function, I will call this method with attribute name parameter. If not, it must be property, so I retrieve this value as property of value retriever object. And then this method just writes retrieved value in the next format: attribute name of element and value. Then I show retrieved values in console. The first event handler retrieves every attribute values using JavaScript. Firstly, I retrieve element by ID using either query selector or getElementById method. Then I write the approach I use. The first approach is to use dataset object, which consists of data attribute values of key value format, where key is data attribute name excluding data word. For example, the first attribute is data info, so I can access it from dataset object by info property. Index number is written in capital case format for my div element, but I need to access the value in lowercase format. And the next approach is to use getAttribute method, where I should just specify the name of any attribute for which I need to get value. Let's check it in browser. When I hit the first button, messages in browser appear. So first we retrieve values from dataset object. It includes the key value pair, and pay attention that index number is lowercase. To get values from dataset object, we should specify the property excluding data part. That's why we cannot access the first value, it is undefined. And here we successfully retrieved value test of data info attribute. The same situation with data index number attribute. The value is undefined. But we also get undefined for the next property, index number, because it should be lowercase to access it. That's why we can get our value 1 from lowercase index number property. And we get undefined for attributes ID and class because they don't belong to data attributes. The next method is getAttribute. We can successfully retrieve value for any attribute using this method. And of course we retrieve null for not fully specified attributes. Let's also observe jQuery approach. Firstly, we retrieve element by its ID using jQuery syntaxes. Then we have data method, which is equivalent to the dataset object of JavaScript. and attribute method, which is equivalent to getAttribute of JavaScript. Let's check its work in the browser. The same situation, we can access values from data method using the fully specified data attribute name. Here we have undefined. Here we can see the same rule that name should be lowercase. And we also have undefined for no data attributes. We also can retrieve the value for any attribute by attribute method. Thank you for watching this video. If it was useful, please like it.